Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about Hollywood being rattled by the assault on DEI. How very dare they take away all the DEI stuff that they've worked so hard over the last 10 years to build in Hollywood?
Right. But the thing is, all DEI has done has been detrimental.
Yeah, it has actually ruined everything, and it's actually ruined opportunities for people who aren't straight white men too. In my opinion, in your opinion, because now everybody looks at people that aren't straight white men suspiciously if they're in a position of power or whatever.
We know for a fact because we had the one animator talking to us basically after the idiocy with High Guardian Spice, that they were basically not having their stuff looked at because they weren't, white or male or whatever, because everybody was the backlash to all the DEI shit was bad then, and that was like 3 years ago. Yeah,
that was a true story. There was an animator that actually had a really good looking show and pitched the show to Crunchyroll, and Crunchyroll wouldn't even take a look at because the backlash to High Guardian Spice was so severe. Mm-hmm. And because the damage, and that one they hid until the very end. High Guardian Spice, they hid that one until they had no choice but to release it because they were selling the company. So very weird stuff. But we're going to talk about everything going on right now and Hollywood freaking out and all that jazz. So before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Check out this word from our sponsor, and then we'll be right back with more dismal DEI news. So being Gen X, we're all getting a little older. We don't have to look or feel older, though. So let's talk about MNN. That's nicotinamide mononucleotide, which is a natural supplement, which is vital for the functioning of 37 trillion cells in your body. 37 trillion cells. Can you imagine that? Which can help you reduce weight, cholesterol, and blood pressure in overweight adults, meaning it not only slows you down, but can functionally reverse aging. I think those of us in Gen X might need to look into this. I know I've been taking some supplements myself, trying to stay as young as possible. Don't take my word for it. Here is Professor David Sinclair from the Paul F. Glenn Study for the Biology of Aging at Harvard Medical School talking about on Joe Rogan. It's pretty interesting stuff. Watch this.
I also take supplements, and in fact, most of my colleagues are in the field of aging, or anti-aging, as people call it. So I take NMN every morning.
What is NMN?
Good question. So let me take a quick step back.
Sure.
So about 20 years ago, Lenny Guarente and a team of us at MIT discovered a set of genes that controls aging. And what they do is they protect all organisms on the planet, plants, bacteria, humans, from deterioration and disease. They're like the Pentagon. They sense when we're hungry, sense when we're exercising, and they send out the troops to defend us. And so we think that these genes are responsible for the effects of dieting and exercise, which is great. What that means is we can now mimic that with molecules.
So apparently NMN is so efficient that the FDA is trying to take it away by having it reclassified as a performance-enhancing drug. People who have been taking it can vouch for the positive benefits. You can run faster, lift heavier, punch harder, and have more excess energy to create videos, right? We can make videos for all of you guys. This is because NMN, as I understand it, is one of the main precursors of NAD+, which Professor Sinclair also talks more about. In other words, as you get older, in order to stay strong, healthy, and mentally alert, you need to supplement your levels of NMN. The precursor to NAD+ and Black Forest supplements can help you with that. What's more, for the next 48 hours, viewers of this channel can buy two and get one for free. So order yours now. Link is in the description. That's blackforestsupplements.com/clownfish. blackforestsupplements.com/clownfish. Let's get back into the video. Thanks so much to our sponsor. All right, so here we go. This is coming from the Wrap. Hollywood rattled by Trump's big assault on DEI. An FCC investigation into invidious DEI policies at Comcast and Disney's shift raise concerns that hard-won equality gains will be lost. Well, they're
What
already
equality gains?
gone.
Here's my next thing. It took DEI for you people to actually hire people that weren't straight, white, and male. Is that what you're trying to argue? I'm like, how's that a win? This just proves that you were incompetent to begin with, because the whole idea that there's no qualified people who aren't white, straight, and male was laughable then. You were forced to have to hire people that were different. And then you're like, well, we're going to lose any of that. It's like, no, people that were qualified should stay. People who are not qualified should not stay. It's not that hard.
Yeah, I mean, basically everything is going to go back to where it was, and I hate to break it to you there, Mr. White Dude, but back in the 70s, 80s, 90s, we had some very big movies with leads that were not
Big
straight
shows
white men.
too.
Big shows, some of the biggest shows on TV, some of the biggest movies in the theater. I'm just saying, nobody really thought anything of it.
No one cared.
And then we made everything a big damn deal, right?
They literally, Hollywood and the media have literally walked back equity, and they have reinvented racism, and
Yes.
it pisses me off.
Yeah, it's not good. And they said, yeah, Hollywood has spent years, if not decades, listening to interest groups advocate for entertainment that more accurately reflects society. Again, I would say that we did it better a couple of decades ago.
Right, because not if you're, let's be realistic here. When only like a few percent of the world is LGBTQ, it makes no sense that half the show is.
Right. Now those same studios find themselves dealing with pressure to undo programs launched with those goals in mind. And for what it's worth, those interest groups were silent this week when the Wrap reached out. NAACP, GLAAD, ACLU, and Color of Change uncharacteristically declining comment. I think they all know this does not work. Mm-hmm. Right? And I think everybody, the studio level, all these, even the people that are for more diversity and inclusion in Hollywood, they're looking at their bank accounts and they're like, oh my God, we've gone too far. People are tuning out. Everything is ham-fisted.
Do you know what works? Organic diversity and inclusion. Whether it be casting, whether it be characters in the entertainment first, and you hire people who's best qualified, but you can find qualified people who are diverse, and it's organically done. People don't care.
So this guy is like, man, he is like losing his shit.
He just spends all day on Twitter, constantly political talking. I looked him up. It's like politics, anti-Trump all day long.
Politics. This is a guy, yeah, he's basically a rap entertainment writer, but politics.
The Trump derangement syndrome is very strong with this person.
Next, we're going to put Song in the South back in the Splash Mountain. Sure. Go for it. I like that version better. Gulf of America. Oh my God. Trump, MAGA, racism, Trump getting the middle finger. It goes on and on. This
person is just like politically pickled to the umpteenth power.
Yes. Is that what this
exactly
is?
Exactly what you expect him to be.
Anyway, so yeah, how will the studios manifest this change? Will they shift their storylines, phase out gay characters and youth-oriented fare? They've already done it. Recast the plot lines of Pixar movies, which lean heavily on inclusion. Hide Halle Bailey as the Little Mermaid on Disney Plus.
This is a second article that tried to go down that path with Halle Bailey. If you notice that, it's the same talking points.
Yeah, like you're gonna hide all the black people, aren't you?
I'm sorry, but like phase out gay characters and youth-oriented fare. Probably. A lot of parents don't want it. It depends on the age range.
It depends on the age range, and it depends on how it's done. If it's just like a matter of fact, like, oh yeah, well, my two moms, whatever, but it's just like an offhand. But if it's the whole thing is like, yes, this entire very special episode of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur is about transitioning and gatekeeping and sports and very hot topics right now.
And they're gearing it at little kids. Yeah.
And it's in a little kid show. Again, you can deal with that stuff in an after school special on Hulu or something, or on FX or whatever. But parents are going to be like, yeah, my kid's not watching this. I don't want to explain to my 6-year-old.
Why there's a pride parade in Bluey?
Well, that was actually like 3. They had a pride parade with a drag queen in Blue's Clues.
Blue's Clues. That was it. Blue's Clues.
A show geared toward 2 and 3 year olds, 4-year-olds. You know, I mean, that's where parents are like, yeah, no.
Matters. The age range matters.
Yeah. Parents are like, nope. In a chilling letter to Comcast Chairman and CEO Brian Roberts, FCC Commission Chairman Brendan Carr said there's substantial evidence that the media conglomerate and NBC Universal are promoting invidious forms of DEI in a way that illegally discriminates. So basically, they're going through the companies. The thing is, the companies, and we said this in the Disney video, they were already course correcting on their own because of financial reasons.
Right. But I think what they're talking about is they were getting sued because they're saying it was discrimination, because if you were white, straight, and male, they were discriminating against you. And that's true. Right. They were. I mean, if you're discriminating against any group of people based on gender, race, etc., that's discrimination. It's not just for one group. It's, you know.
Yeah. So that's Comcast. So he's freaking out because 2017 is over. 2017 is very, very over, right? Disco is dead. DEI is dead. All this stuff that has been front and center in entertainment to the point where normies even noticed that things were looking pretty damn weird. It's getting walked back. And will there be overcorrection? Yeah, there may be overcorrection for a while. But people are going to look at this whole era of entertainment from 2015, 2016 to last year or the year before, and they'd be like, God, that is definitely the woke era of entertainment. Mm-hmm. And, it doesn't make any damn sense that, all these characters were swapped and we had to have every other episode was a very special episode with social themes. And, for all the complaining about 80s TV shows and how they were all toy commercials and then they have a little PSA at the end. Well, this was basically flipping it. It was like the PSA was the entire damn episode of every freaking show. Every episode was a very special episode.
Yeah, it's like, did you get it? Did you get it?
Did you get it?
It's like, come on, this is getting old.
Did you get it? You're the bigot. You're the bad guy. You're the bigot. You're the bigot, guys. They said it's time to, this is Anna Gomez, a Democratic appointee who's been a critic of cars. It's time to return to our core mission, closing the digital divide, fostering innovation, and protecting consumers. Nevertheless, companies already appear to be taking preemptive action to avoid conflicts with the government. They were doing it even when it looked like Harris was going to win. They
were doing it last year. They were doing it months ago.
Yes. The company is getting rid of, this is Disney getting rid of Reimagine Tomorrow. We did a whole video on that, and they're pissed about it. The struggle for greater inclusivity has been something that creatives working underneath their corporate tier in Hollywood have been fighting for in recent years, making Disney's steps to roll back DEI in response to the new administration a source of concern. And they're talking about them getting rid of all the trans stuff. Now here they get into Nimona, and this
they're wrong. They have it completely wrong.
They're wrong. He's wrong about this. Disney has historically exhibited a degree of skittishness regarding overt LGBTQ themes, backing away from releasing Nimona, which featured an LGBTQ plus love story. The movie was produced by Blue Sky, which the studio acquired as part of its purchase of 21st Century Assets, and then they finished it at Netflix. No, what happened was it was part of Blue Sky. It got canceled, like completely effing
Blue Sky
canceled.
got sold.
Yeah, Blue Sky got, they sell it or shut it down.
Or they shut it down, maybe.
They shut it down because, and all the projects.
But the projects that were with it were either sold or free to go someplace else. But it was shut down. Yes, it was shut down. Blue Sky was gone. And Nimona got someplace else. Now they redid the whole thing, but that was their choice because it was under a new production company. But it wasn't because they shut down because they're anti-LGBTQ. That's not what happened at all. If you're going to make these comments, dumbass, at least look into it.
I have never heard that. I heard it basically was early enough into production that they could cancel it.
I think it was more done than a little bit, but they just got rid of everything. It wasn't like because they didn't like that one's particular. It wasn't like a fuck you at you specifically. It was a Blue Sky shutting down.
Yeah. So if you go to Wikipedia, originally a production of Blue Sky Studios, it was to be directed by Patrick Osborne. It was supposed to come out in 2020 following Disney's acquisition of 21st Century Fox. The parent company of Blue Sky, it was delayed multiple times before being canceled due to their closure in 2021. However, Annapurna Pictures revived the project the following year with totally different directors. Bruno and Quayne announced as directors. DNEG Animation providing animation. That's not Blue Sky. and Netflix acquiring distribution. So they basically redid the whole movie.
Yeah, basically, from my understanding, they redid the whole thing, but it wasn't closed down because it was LGBTQ. It was a whole bunch of projects got shut down because they got rid of Blue Sky.
Yeah, this is like not even. I mean, seriously, like a trip to Wikipedia, and I remember hearing about it because they're like, "Oh no, Nimona got canceled." Oh,
yeah,
darn.
I was like, "Oh darn."
Oh darn. But I think actually something like this does work better on Netflix, I think, than it would have worked as a Disney thing. Mm-hmm. And I guarantee you that they would have toned down as a Blue Sky release. They would have toned down the LGBTQ. But like to say that is Disney being skittish about.
Well, they're also
LGBTQ
mad. They're mad about the Inside Out. They were talking about how that and then they did it because they wanted money. Mm-hmm. I mean, let's be honest here. They were doing it because they wanted to just be a show about the characters people liked, that people were inserting and, fan fictioning these characters and demanding these characters be something they weren't just for their own representation. Disney's like, nope, can't do that. We have to keep the characters as they are because we need to make money. We need to appeal to the widest possible demographic. That's what it all is about, money. Yep.
Pretty much. And basically they're writing multiple articles flipping out about, and they're going into their racial and ethnic and gender identity of the employees at Comcast.
But
and
see,
Disney.
that doesn't mean you're qualified. That's just it. If you're more focused on the racial and gender and religious makeup of employees than you are on skills,
right?
You got a problem.
Yeah. And if that's to talk about, now here's the thing, like I actually, to Comcast credit, I don't hear them touting the makeup of their board or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Theirs might be more like qualified because they're not making the big show of hiring people based on those things, like Disney was.
Yeah, they're just pissed off. Basically, everything is changing. You can't even, and it's going to continue to change out of necessity. It's not Trump's fault. You're going to blame Trump, but the wheels were already in motion before.
They're just using, I said before in the other video, they're just using Trump as a scapegoat for this because they were wanting to do it anyway, and now they have an excuse. They have a reason. They were already doing it for months prior to Trump getting elected, and now they can just blame it all on him.
Yeah. Yep. But
and then they win.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think somebody needs to hold these folks accountable and be like, hey, yeah, they were dropping DEI at most of these companies months ago, and even Disney, when it looked like Harris was going to win, they were giving notes on Inside Out too. And they want money. They want money again. They want an excuse. And the companies might even use Trump as an excuse. Because, whoa, big bad Trump and big bad Brendan Carr said we can't do this. Oh, well.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They're using it as a scapegoat, Yeah,
we're going to have to cancel your show. They're random Tumblr artists that we gave entirely too much money to and wish to God we didn't.
No one watches the show.
Nobody watches the show. Oh, darn, we're going to have to cancel that project. Oh, well, we really believed in it. Wink, wink. We didn't just hire you because you were all these check boxes that we had to tick off according to our DEI officer who's no longer with the company. Mm-hmm. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up.
Yep.
Let's wrap it up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, we'll talk later.
Bye.